Hey there.
Hello.
Hi.
Are we recording?
Yep.
Let's jump into the show, guys. Welcome back to another episode of
Hashtag Ask LiveLeanTV. We're jazzed to answer your questions for the week. Yeah, I just can't wait.
All right.
Love doing it.
We're jazzed today, guys. If you're new to the show, this is the show where we answer your questions on Instagram when we go through our stories on our Instagram at LiveLeanTV. We'll do one of those, I always forget what it's called, but the question tags.
Question tag.
And when you see that in our story, you post your question and we hopefully will get to it on this show. So
yeah, we really appreciate the speed, you guys. I feel like I post that question tag and then within few hours, I've got 18 questions. Boom. So you guys are doing a great job of asking there. Thank you so much for providing the content for the show.
Absolutely. So guys, if you're new as well, make sure you click the subscribe button down below, join the LiveLean Nation. And if you're listening on our podcast, make sure you subscribe to the podcast as well. We're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, we're pretty much anywhere where you listen to podcasts. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the show if you're listening to the podcast, because we do an extended question. We answer one question then when we turn the cameras off, and we only answer it on the podcast. So if you're missing out, if you're just watching on YouTube. So let's make sure we remember to do that.
Okay.
All right, so let's jump into the questions. We got some great ones here today. First question from Baruch96 says, what are your thoughts on the movements against sugar and chemicals on processed foods? I think that's right in alignment with everything we talk about from a nutrition standpoint.
I'm a big fan of that because I feel like for far too long, companies that are making processed foods have just thrown whatever they want in there, and customers are not even reading. You know, a lot of people don't even know what they're eating. So more awareness on this, the ingredients are in processed foods, is fantastic.
Yeah, and I always say, guys, we vote with our money. So by buying these processed foods that have chemicals in them in the grocery store, it's like we're placing a vote to say we support this. Because when the companies keep getting this money coming in, they're going to be like, our profit margins are great, we're going to keep putting them in, and the government kind of looks at it like, that's more tax money for us. I don't want to get into all that, but you're basically voting with your money. So I always say, guys, your food is an investment in your health. So yes, natural food may be a little bit more expensive. Buying organic food may be a little bit more expensive, but in the grand scheme of things, it's an investment into your health bank account for a healthier, long lifestyle. And that's what we're all about here. So yeah, get the sugar, get the chemicals, get the processed foods out of your diet.
Yeah, you may be thinking that your choices in the grocery store don't matter. Who cares if I buy a sweet potato or a box of cereal? It does matter in the long run because, like you said, the more of the processed junk food that you buy, the more those companies think that you're liking that and that you want more of that. So they're going to keep pumping out more of that. But if we all collectively together as a union, decide we want to eat more real food and less of this processed junk with all the sugar and chemicals, then that's what you're going to see more of. And so I'm really proud of just humans in general for making these choices, and for all of us making individual choices that affect our collective. So definitely, if you're one of those people who has been choosing natural food over processed food, thank you, because you're making it easier for everyone.
Yep. Okay, next question.
Okay, this is from LeeDB123. What do you know about the RP diet? I think it stands for Renaissance Periodization.
Of course, I get this question.
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of this.
You've never heard of it?
No, just chalk this up to diet trend number 1,003,067. If you guys expect us to know every single diet that's out there, I'm sorry. I don't spend my nights researching all these different diets, because we found a way that works for us. It works for hundreds of thousands of you guys out there.
And it's not gimmicky.
It's not, but I'm not sure. It says the Renaissance Periodization. So I would assume it's very similar to the paleo diet, because the Renaissance obviously is back in the day. So it's probably getting back to what
chemicals,
your ancestors ate. And that's exactly what the LiveLean diet or the LiveLean way of eating is all about. It's just getting back to nature, getting back to foods that have mainly one ingredient or a collective of ingredients that are natural ingredients, and sticking to that 80 to 90% of the time. Then you have your one cheat meal, your 1 or 2 cheat meals through the week, which you can have whatever you want. For me, it's always pizza, and not feel guilty about it. So the LiveLean way, in my opinion, is the best way to do it. You get all the nutrients that your body needs to thrive on. Not only to thrive on from an energy and a health standpoint, but also from a physique standpoint. You're getting it all.
And no deprivation.
And you're not depriving yourself of the foods that you love. It's just doing the right things for the majority of the time and then indulging when you have been good. And
yeah, and a treat is so much more of a treat when it's occasional. Like if you're eating treats every single day, then they become like kind of less exciting, you know. But I feel like Renaissance periodization, if I may be completely way off on this, but if I were to like guess what that means, I would say
at it right now.
It's probably, yeah, like you said, eating foods that would have been available in the Renaissance period, which obviously is not Captain Crunch or marshmallows. It's going to be more like lean meats and vegetables, and well, not just lean meats, but all meats and vegetables, and I don't know, grains maybe. But and then periodization, I would guess, is probably like eating foods that are only in season, right?
No, I don't know. We'll just keep going on. I'm just looking up now, but when we get a chance, I'll keep looking at it.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that, and we'll let you know maybe in a future episode what we think once we actually know what it means. But hopefully that answered your diet. What do we know about it? Almost nothing.
All right, next question on Instagram from, how would you pronounce
Teacher
that?
CK Chick.
It's funny.
Teacher Chick.
Thoughts on recent vegan YouTubers quitting veganism?
What?
I don't know anything.
I can't say I'm shocked.
Oh, I can't say I'm shocked either, but I can't say that I know what you're talking about either, because I don't honestly don't follow vegan YouTubers. Yeah, but it'd be interesting to know, like, who are you guys referring to? Are these like some of the bigger names in the vegan industry?
Yeah, I'm curious now.
And why have they said? So you come back to us in the comment section below. Let us know
who and why.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter about who, but why did these people decide against veganism, or they've switching their ways? Because we would love to hear it, because as you guys know, we support and we implement into our diets, and we recommend to everybody else from a nutrition standpoint. Like, not from a, if you're really connected to animals and the welfare of animals, that's a different thing. But from a nutrition standpoint, guys, we recommend a more balanced approach with, with meat,
including
nuts,
animal
seeds,
sources,
that's those sort of things. So I'm not surprised at all, because we've heard countless people who have gone vegan. We know personally people who have gone vegan and then switched back again because their body just wasn't functioning properly.
They didn't enjoy the results they were getting. I mean, I'm one of them. I'm standing right in front of you. I'm one of those people who has tried veganism and decided it wasn't for me. So that's why I feel like I'm not shocked, because, a lot of people try it and don't like it. So I don't find that shocking.
I'm not shocked at all.
Yeah. So Jasmine Rowley says, how do you define your stomach? Crunching and planks, I feel my body are used to. Do you have any... question was cut off. Okay. So maybe just any tips.
Yeah. So the first tip is, what you do in the gym is not as important as what you do in the kitchen. So if you want to get defined abs, flat stomach, whatever you want to call it, guys, nutrition.
Put more work into your diet.
And then once you get your body fat levels down low enough, then we can do an actual program that's specifically for getting the definition to come out of your flat stomach. So again, it's reducing body fat. You're going to do that with your diet more than with an abs specific workout program. But that's not to say your workouts don't come into play, but what's going to help you with that is like we talked about those, like last week, we said the multi-joint exercises that use a lot of muscles in your body. That's going to burn a lot of calories during the workout as well as after the workout, because your body needs more to recover. So it's burning more calories to help you with that mechanism of recovering your body. So squats, deadlifts, presses, the major compound movements that we use in all of our Live Lean programs. So that's my response to that.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, I've been through this personally. Like when I first started in fitness, abs and defining my midsection was my number one goal. I was like obsessed over that. So I tried every ab exercise known to magazines. And because that's where I was getting my information from.
What's a magazine?
Yeah, I know, right? This is like before the internet was like really a thing. It was kind of a thing, but like I still I would go to the store, buy magazines, and like that's where I got my information from.
Did you also buy your VHS cassettes and then follow along workouts in
your
leotard?
Not that old. I'm not that old. But anyway, what I want to tell you guys is that my approach to defining my midsection used to be all like this ab exercise, that ab exercise, trying all the different ab exercises. When I really started to see results, it was just like what he just said, was when I shifted my focus more into my kitchen and like what foods I was fueling with, and not only what foods, but how much of those foods, like really getting my portion sizes right and doing what we call dialing in your nutrition. That is when the results just started to click for me, and that was like a total game changer. I can tell you this, it doesn't matter how many crunches and planks and sit-ups you do, if you completely ignore your intake and your food consumption and your macros and your calorie level and everything, you're just going to be spinning your wheels. And it's just not going to happen.
So let's say this. So first, let's get you on a program. So go take the Live Lean quiz program. Go to liveleantv.com/quiz. You're going to take a quick little quiz. It's going to tell you the best program for you based on your goals. You're going to get that program. You're going to go through that. It's also going to have a nutrition plan with it. Then that's going to help you get rid of the excess body fat, you know, eventually over time. And then what we're coming out with in a few months.
In the summer, this summer.
In a few months is we're coming out with a new specific ab training program. It's going to be Live Lean Abs 2.0. So I already have a Live Lean Abs program, but we're going to basically like overhaul that and new workouts, new everything. It's going to be way better.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be coming out. So once you get the body fat low enough, that's when you're going to use this program to define the abs. So you got to take this in a step-by-step process. But just getting you to do programs first is going to help you get that mindset switch that by following a step-by-step plan, it's going to help you get to that end goal quicker.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to say that ab exercises don't work because like you just said, they're essential for actually defining your abs. Yep. But getting your body fat down should be the first step and the most important step because you're not going to really see that definition until the body fat is low. So following one of our programs helps get you body fat low, and then, you know, doing specific ab work like we're coming out this summer is what's going to really like chisel them up.
Okay, next question. Brittleness says, do y'all have any tips for meal planning for postpartum? Baby number 2 is due in 4 weeks.
Ooh, exciting.
Baby number 2, that's...
We just had our baby number 2
we know
12
what that's
weeks
about,
ago. Yeah. So any tips for meal prepping for postpartum? Yes, my biggest tip is to it's always hard because you don't know if your due date is accurate or not, but during that last kind of like final stretch of pregnancy, you said you only have 4 weeks left. So like right about now, your baby could be born any day now. So I would say making sure, remember how crazy I was about making sure like our house was always stocked with food, our car was always full of gas. Like just make sure you do everything now while you can before the baby gets here. So just filling your pantry like with all the essentials, all the staples, filling your fridge with food that can last, and then also just making things that stay well in the fridge. So like, for example, in my Live Lean Way course, I have a bulk recipe cookbook, and this is only recipes that you can make in bulk and that will stay well. Because like things like salad, if you made a huge batch of salad with dressing on it, it's going to be all wilty and gross. But then other recipes will last really well in the fridge. So you can make like homemade protein bars and like turkey burgers and things that stay well in your fridge. So that's what I recommend for meal prepping. Make things that will last.
I would say slow cooker. So the slow cooker, crock pot, whatever you want to call it, we use it all the time. Basically, put in some meat in the morning, some vegetables, you set it, forget it, 6-7 hours later, your house smells amazing, and you have a bulk amount of food to eat over the next few days.
And using leftovers, like I know some people don't like leftovers, which I think is absolutely insane because leftovers are the best thing in the world. So if you're not friendly with leftovers, I would say just work on that a little bit. Try to get more friendly with leftovers, and reheating food that you already cooked is going to help you cut down on the amount of time you have to spend in your kitchen.
Yeah, and I was on my phone there. I was looking up more about the Renaissance periodization.
Oh, what'd you find?
No, it's still trying to figure it out.
Oh, you wanted them to know you're not ignoring.
Yeah, I just wanted I'm not like texting people and stuff.
Texting your side piece.
My side piece, yeah.
Wait, what?
All right, let's keep going. People on the podcast are probably wondering what I just did. Okay, next question from Abby Lopez 42 says, is sunflower oil bad or inflammatory? So sunflower oil is one of those plant-based oils that we recommend you not have all the time because it's higher in omega-6s. So that ratio that I always talk about from the omega-3 fats to omega-6 fats, that in today's standard American diet is so out of whack with omega-6s up here and omega-3s down here, where it needs to be more like this. So by consistently, and that's usually from eating processed food. So by consistently eating processed foods that are pretty much using sunflower oils, soybean oils, any of those vegetable oils, that's what's really throwing that ratio out of whack. So I would say it's not great for you, but don't freak out if the one thing you see has sunflower oil in it, like within moderate.
Not like the most terrible thing you could eat. There are worse things.
Just not on it every, if it's your favorite food, don't eat it every single day. Save it for a cheat meal.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many different kinds of oils, you guys, like so many choices of oils you can use. We've already let you know what our favorites are. You have a great video and blog post all about the different types of oils, their different smoke points, the different healthiness.
Yeah, like I was so happy with how that video turned out, and like not many views got on it, and was like kind of like, man, this is gonna be a really good video. So if you guys want to go watch that video, just go search our channel for I think it's Best Cooking Oils, and I take you through all the major cooking oils, which ones you should do with what. So yeah, go check that out.
We really only use like 3 different oils.
Avocado oil for cooking. Then I use coconut oil quite a bit, like in my coffees.
Yeah, I don't use that as much anymore, but I used to use it a lot.
And olive oil for salad dressing. Okay, next question from Fanny89 says, have you ever heard of the fat disorder called lipedema? Any tips for people who struggle with this?
I have heard of that. I think it might have been actually from you recently in a DM or something. And I looked it up, and it's basically a disorder where fat is stored in the lower body, I guess. Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm very familiar with it because I've only heard of it once ever. And I don't have any tips for people who struggle with this because I think it is a really rare disorder. It's not something that's common. It's not something we come across a lot.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I'm just going to stay in my lane. I don't know enough about it. That's probably something that, like, you know, if you talk to your doctor, your naturopathic doctor, they may know more info on that. But something that specific that I've never had myself, I've never dealt with any clients that had it, I've never done any research on it. I wouldn't want to like step out of line and say something when I have no experience with it whatsoever.
Yeah, but definitely, like, as you know, we always recommend seeking help from a doctor who does have experience with clients with that specific disorder. I think is going to be your best bet to finding a resolution that's really satisfactory. But, you know, it does sound like something that probably could be managed or improved with exercise and healthy diet, like everything. Most things. Yeah. So I would say try that first. And if you're really not happy with your results from eating well and exercising and lifting weights, then go see a specialist and get some more specialized protocols.
Right.
Liseth0221, have y'all seen I'm like, y'all.
I know.
Have y'all seen What the Health Thoughts on Plant-Based Diets? Have I seen that one?
I don't know.
I think I may have seen that one, but I don't remember.
Well, we kind of answered that in one of the previous questions, what we think of plant-based diets. You know, there's so many. The thing
but a plant-based diet doesn't mean vegan, though.
Okay, well, no.
Because I do feel like our diet is plant-based.
Yes.
Even though we eat meat, it's not like we eat all meat.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah.
Right.
So the thing is with like these documentaries that come out, like they're so one-sided. Like I would say to you, like, have you seen The Perfect Diet, the documentary on The Perfect Diet? Remember?
Was that the one about?
That's about paleo.
Keto, or
I think it's about
keto?
It's about paleo or keto,
yeah.
But it's more about the nutritional value and the health from eating meat.
Yeah, so and that woman who cured her cancer by doing the keto diet,
yeah,
high fat, high meat diet.
So depending on which documentary you're watching, they're obviously going to be super one-sided to try to sway you and only speak on the high points of what's that diet about.
Exactly.
So, you know, if your
head would be spinning if you watched all these documentaries.
Yeah, like that's why I don't watch these, because I've been in the trenches. I've tested, I've done my reading, I've worked with other people, and I've found what works best for us and for other people. I'm not going to say for everybody because everybody's different, but the LiveLean way of eating is just, you can't poke holes in it. Like there's no way to say like that it's making you unhealthy. Like you just can't, because it's so balanced.
And we've been doing this for so long. Like if what we were doing wasn't working for people, we would have been out of business like 6 years ago.
And I'm not even saying like just look at our bodies and so we're healthy, because that's not true. Like some of the bodies that you see who are completely ripped are unhealthy on the inside. That's why we work with naturopathic doctors to have our blood tests done, and like we can see where our blood markers are on all the main things, and like are we doing things right? Yeah.
And we've never had a client come to us after trying one of our programs or trying our way of eating and say that their results were bad. Like we've just never had that,
Yeah.
you know? It's always positive. So that's the reason why we're sharing our way with you guys, because it works and we enjoy it, and our like hundreds and thousands of clients are enjoying it too. So that's kind of why we avoid watching all the different documentaries, because they're all over the place and it'll just make your head spin. So
okay, let's keep moving on here. We have a few more questions. Let's try to like do like maybe rapid fire here. Any suggestions for handling lactic acid causing deep muscle pain after working out? I'll just jump in quickly. So one of the things with that would be foam rolling, also post-workout nutrition. So that lactic acid, you know, the foam rolling can help kind of, you know, all that tightness, all those knots and everything can kind of help relieve that and get the blood flowing again. And then post-workout nutrition, getting that protein in your diet, those amino acids in your diet to help. Hydration is a great one.
Drink more water.
To help, you know, recover yourself. Even carbohydrates, if you're already, you know, you're not trying to lose a pile of weight, like would be a good thing to help recover your body after a workout. So get your diet in check and get that mobility, those foam rolling, those kind of things.
Just one last point on that is maybe just check how hard you're working out, because sometimes people jump from 0 to hero and without like skipping all the steps in between. So if you are working out too hard for your current fitness level, maybe scale it back a notch and grow up to that level.
Yeah, but that's eventually going to balance out as well though. Like,
of course, you'll get used to anything after some time. But.
And just one other tip, like if you wake up the next day with a super sore chest, pump out a few push-ups. That helps get that blood in there and help then take some of those...
Definitely, more movement in the same muscle
exactly.
group. Yeah. So CML 215, would you change a thing about your fitness journey?
Good question. You go ahead.
Of course I would. Like, are you kidding? I like hit a brick wall so many times. I encountered so much frustration. My fitness journey was all over the place, guys. In those first few years, I just felt like a failure. Like there were times when I wanted to quit fitness because I found it so hard. Like there were many times where I was like, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. So I feel like if I were to change things, just one thing in my fitness journey, honestly, babe, this is going to sound corny, but it would have been to have found you sooner. I'm not even lying right now, though, because having one mentor, like finding a person who's getting the results that you want for your life and then following their step-by-step, you know, way of getting there. Like I felt like he just had just such a solid hold on like what living lean is and how you do it. It just helped me clarify things because I was all over the place. I didn't know if I wanted to be a bodybuilder or a bikini girl or like I just didn't know what I wanted to be or what. So I was just crazy all over the place. But finding living lean and just doing it, it just helped.
That's what I did. Like I found a mentor.
Yeah,
I kind of would say the same thing. I would
a mentor
I would have wanted to find a mentor sooner, but I eventually did find one, invested in the coaching, and that's kind of, you know.
So making that investment sooner.
Making the investment sooner.
Same here.
Okay, next question from Yolanda. Mommy Creation says, 38-year-old mom looking to lose 100 pounds. No stranger to weight. Suggested starting program. Well, I would, again, go take the Live Lean Body quiz. That's why we created this quiz for you guys, because we get this question all the time. Just 4 questions, and it's going to direct you into the right program for you based on your goals, your fitness level, and your access to equipment. But if I had to kind of guess based on where that would put you in, I would probably say Live Lean Formula for Women.
Formula for Women is what I'm thinking, because you say you're no stranger to weights, so I assume that you want to train with weights.
So I would put you probably on Live Lean Formula for Women. So that's a 6-week program.
No, it's actually 12.
12-week program.
12 weeks on that one. You have 3 phases. Each phase is 1 month long. And I definitely think this will help you get closer to that goal. But I would probably have you pick out your next like 3 programs, because losing 100 pounds isn't going to happen in just 12 weeks. It's going to take more time than that. So I would pick out your next 3 programs, starting with Formula for Women, and then just kind of see where you're at after that.
So I was going to say, like, that would be your starting phase, and then I would probably put you into maybe potentially the Team Live Lean group that we have, which gives you a brand new 30-day program every single month for essentially the rest of your life. And, you know, 100 pounds is going to be gone. Like, if you keep consistently 100 pounds in the beginning may seem like, oh my, 100 pounds. But if you just think about it, you know, conventionally you can lose 2 pounds a week. Like conventionally speaking, you can lose more than that, but let's just use that generic term. So let's chunk that down. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So that would be 50 weeks. In just 50 weeks, you just by baselining it at that 2 pounds a week, you could lose that 100 pounds. Now, that is huge. Like if you break it down like that, like you can get there quicker.
A year doesn't feel that long.
It doesn't.
Right? Yeah.
And this is just the beginning of the rest of your life. Like a year out of your life is so freaking short. So hopefully that motivates you to finally take action, get on that program, and let's stay consistent with it.
Fitness 9091. Do you ever wear corset or shapewear?
I wear a corset like maybe 3. What? Was this question for you?
The thought of you in a corset.
Okay, I guess you don't want to know my opinion on it.
For anybody who doesn't know, a corset is like a waist trainer. It's like this thing you put around your midsection and you like pull it really tight where you can barely breathe and it like holds your tummy in.
How else did you think I got my hourglass shape from? I didn't, not from eating healthy or working out. Just tie something really tight around your stomach. I'm sorry, I don't want to make it, I don't want to make fun of your question.
Yeah, no, we're not poking fun at it. I know a lot of people like rave about these devices and love using them and everything. I actually did a video on this once. One of my clients gave me one once. So if you see me on YouTube, like with a corset on, that video, I was talking about what I think about waist trainers and whatever you call them, corsets.
Yeah.
So if you want more information specifically, like what I have to say about those, we'll link that video down below. But yeah, so I guess I have owned one, but only very short term because someone gave it to me.
Yeah.
And I don't.
It's not the solution to whatever you're trying to accomplish. It's
when you take it off at the end of the day, you still have, you know, what the same thing that went into it. It doesn't change your shape permanently. Yeah. So while it may look great under clothing, it's not like something that's going to really change your physique.
And it's not providing you with the habits that's going to help you consist. Like you're not going to wear this the rest of your life.
It's
like
a Band-Aid fix.
It's Okay, next question from Aaron O'Loughlin says, what happens after you lose the weight? I have no idea how to maintain, aka reverse diet. So I think we've talked about this a few times. You have a video blog post on it.
I have an entire course on it, guys. Live Lean Way is all about maintaining your results. It's about the nutrition steps to transform your body as well, but it's doing it in a way that is sustainable. It's teaching you how to eat for the rest of your life instead of just teaching you how to lose weight short term. And this is the big problem I have with the diet industry is everybody's coming at you left and right with these diets that can help you lose so many pounds in so many days, but very few people or very few companies are teaching people how to eat forever.
Sustain.
And that is our goal. That is like exactly what living lean is like learning the sustainable habits that you can do forever.
And if you want to know about reverse dieting, we actually answered this exact question last week, but it didn't make the YouTube show, it made the podcast. So this is going to give you a little bit of incentive to go download whatever podcast app, Spotify, iTunes, go listen to last week's podcast, and in the extended play on the podcast only, we answer this exact question on what does reverse dieting do and how do you actually do it. So we're not going to cover that again right now because for people who listen to the podcast, it will be very repetitive.
Yeah, but you can also search reverse diet on our website and get a lot more info there.
Okay, guys, last question here on the YouTube show is Salma Soray. Besides exercising, how do you recharge?
Oh, by sleeping.
Yes, sleeping.
Yeah, we prioritize our sleep, and even though we have 2 young kids, we try to get as much sleep as possible. So we have an early bedtime, and we kind of, at the end of the day, we turn down the lights, we turn off TV, like we have a hot tea, we do things to...
Yeah, I think what you're trying to get at is like, what's your escape? Like, what's your escapism like?
Besides exercising?
Mine is like when I just need to turn off my mind because my mind races. Like I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm always like, got to do this, got to do this, got to do this, which is not good for my anxiety. So like, this is a great question.
Team no days off.
2 team no days off. So what I try to do, like my kind of escapism is sports. Like I love playing sports and I love watching sports. I would also say another thing that now that it's getting nicer in Southern California, it's always nice here, but the beach weather is finally upon us here. So I love going to the beach and just like doing water activities.
Yeah. For me, I like to go shopping.
Yeah, no, it's good.
If I'm like having a bad day or something, I'll just like go to the mall and just browse. Like I love that.
Yeah, and you have like your shows on TV, like the mindless
sometimes
shows.
Netflix shows or whatever.
She's watching some show where you get married on TV without even
Married
knowing
at
the person.
First sight.
Yeah, I got hooked into one of the shows. And I'm like, no. So I like
enjoying other people's problems.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, yeah, everybody needs like some piece of escapism, and so you can't judge people. But when the problem is when that takes over your life. Like, video games is another thing I like to do, but like don't let it affect my family life. I don't let it affect my business. I don't let it affect my health. Like, it's just that escapism I think everybody needs.
Yeah, it's a good little recharge, but you don't let it consume yourself.
Yeah. All right. So YouTube, that is it for you. We're gonna cut YouTube off right now, but podcast, keep listening. We got one more question that we're gonna answer on the podcast in the extended version. So guys, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching the show, and we'll see you next time. Make sure that you ask us questions on Instagram using the question tag. Watch our story to see when that happens.
Yeah. Don't forget to slap a like on this video, people. That's gonna help this video get out to more of our subscribers so we impact more people. All right, so we'll say thank you for watching.
Live and
lean. Boy.